So up until that point, did you believe in ghosts before? And like, what is the feeling like when you have to sort of process the end of that day?
So that was a monumental change in not only like our career, but also like our at least my like thought process in life. Because yes, I had the idea that maybe something else is out there. Like I had grown up a Christian, but at that time we'd gone to so many scary places. We'd tackled a bunch of like life questions, philosophical questions throughout our time together, and we're like, okay, like after asking about it, like for me, I was like losing like faith in something else. I was like, okay, maybe we're just the only things out here. And after that moment, I had like a full on like breakdown the next day. I was like everything that I had thought was not real now becomes real. And I had like pretty much lost any sort of like faith at that point. But there is even a video of me online, like sitting on my bedroom floor, like crying to camera, saying like, I truly didn't believe. And now this instance opens up this whole world. Like maybe I don't immediately believe 100%, but the question of if there's something else out there is now back in my brain, and I want to chase that. And so after the whole arrest and going to the haunted stuff, that was like, it wasn't necessarily we were like 1,000% believers the second we like had this experience, but it was so intriguing because it was one of those things that we couldn't explain. We told this story so many times, and the audio of this actually happening in the Knox is online. So many people don't believe it because they weren't there, and we wouldn't believe it if we weren't there. And so we understand that people don't believe us when we talk about these things.
Yeah.
However, just the idea that it could be real and the idea that it could happen again is what's so intriguing, and is why we got into it. And we're like, okay, if we can just keep doing this and keep getting more and more proof, like that feeling of hope of like, okay, there is something else out there. And it is not just, okay, we're just going to live and die here on the planet.
Yeah.
It's so special.
No matter what you believe in, no matter what religion you have, it's like we realized that experience for us, it taught us that there is something else. It's more spiritual than anything. And we wanted to spread that message as well to as many people as possible. Again, no matter what they believed in.
But your roommates thought it was demonic.
They took like the Christian route, and that's up to whoever is viewing this or experiencing it themselves. But yeah, they took it very religiously.
How did you feel? Did you feel like it was a demon, or did you feel like it was a ghost or dead people? What did you think it was?
I don't know. At the time, I definitely thought it was like a demon because these two guys are like yelling at me,
Freaking
saying
out.
like, dude, this is 100% without a shadow of a doubt like a demon. And I'm like, well, I don't know exactly what I believe in. Like, this is already like rattling my brain right now. But it was scary. Mm-hmm. And what was scarier is trying to go back into it and repeating the process. Because like we didn't know what we were messing with. If it was a demon, like hell, maybe if it is all real, are we just screwing ourselves over by like going in all these places?
Are you inviting that thing into your life?
Right.
How many times did you guys go to the Queen Mary?
3-4 times?
Yeah, 3 or 4 times.
So you went back after that?
We did.
Yeah.
Did you leave the roommates at home?
At that point, yeah.
We did.
Like our final stint, which was actually last year, we hadn't gone back in 3 years, but we wanted to like, the Queen Mary actually shut down, which was sad.
Oh, really? When was that?
Last year. They lost like funding and whatever.
They might be opening up now.
They're trying to like
for a
raise
second.
money and like get it back up. But
Yeah.
So we thought this was the last time we'd ever see the ship. So we're like, let's go say goodbye to the thing that literally started this whole adventure for us. And so Colby and I went back alone.
Same
to
room?
B340.
Same room, alone, like
Do they
repeating.
rent that room out to anybody?
They do now.
But for 30 years they didn't.
For the 30 years.
We were like the first people to get to it.
That's so
after
crazy.
30 years. But again, that's all alleged as well. Like, who knows if it's like a marketing ploy? And again, we were so skeptical that like Sam and I, when those knocks first started to happen, like we were like looking under things. We were like, this room has to be bugged.
See if you can find anything about that room. Find anything about the Queen Mary
outside of what they have. Okay.
room 340?
Yeah, it's B340.
B340. So they told you that there was multiple murders that took place in that room?
Yeah, if you
Imagine
pull
that
up a
you guys
picture,
were just like an hour away from killing your roommates.
Oh my God.
Literally.
Yeah, like if we kept
One
going
more
at
hour,
it, like
kept asking questions.
he just turns on us. Says goodbye.
It just starts talking to you.
what the room looks
This
like.
is
That's
the
what
room?
they're-
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
God, it gives me chills.
What does it say on the wall?
So
Is
you
that
can
scripture?
Well, they have
What does it
literally
say?
experiences of each like different family.
Yeah, there's a ton of.
Oh my God. So it's like openly haunted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so anytime someone has like a crazy experience that they deem notable, they'll write it on the wall.
There's
our thumbnail
there.
right
Oh,
there.
it's the Bloody Mary wall.
Yeah, and they have instructions to do Bloody. It's definitely cheesy a little bit. Like they have the Bloody Mary like
Bloody
challenge on it.
Mary. What does that mean?
So Bloody Mary is like this challenge that a lot of people used to do like as like children or whatever. You like go in front of a mirror, turn the light off, have one candle, spin around 3 times while saying Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
Oh, so it's Candyman.
Exactly.
Pretty
Candyman.
much,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's the evolution of Candyman. And so that's like gimmicky, obviously. But there's
That's
a
the
lot of
faucet.
stories all over the.
That's the one that turned on. Yeah.
And so this room, is there any documentation that people actually died in that room?
Look at now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm curious because like when we went there again, like we were very different than where we're at now. Like we didn't do like super extensive research. What we did is we like would, we'd take the article that it says it is, but obviously we're not
Right.
going back and fact checking that. And then we go and talk to the employees. And so most of our stories were all like firsthand encounters with the employees that were there, or things that they would tell us rather than
And the employees seem to believe it.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Every
for sure.
employee like we've met pretty much at all these haunted places are true believers. Those are the ones that said like they could see stuff following us. So yeah, people that work there like are super into like the paranormal and stuff.
That's
so.
what's fucked, right? Because there's only a handful of those people that are there day in, day out.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Like, and you can dismiss that.
or it's like
or it might be real.
Right, right.
That's the thing. It's just the thing that gnaws at me. It's like it's so easy to dismiss ghosts. Oh, ghosts are bullshit. But the problem is there's so many people that say they've seen it over so many years, literally hundreds and hundreds of years. It makes you wonder, because if there are multiple dimensions, and if life is, if there you are a physical body that's carrying around a soul, like where does that thing go?
yeah, if energy doesn't die,
What-
where does it all
and
go?
what happens if something horrible takes place? Like there's some crazy traumatic moment, gunshots and stab wounds, and like where does that soul go? Is it possible that things get trapped
Right.
in between worlds, and that these people that work in these places or you guys
All right.
experience them?
Exactly. And who's to say, like, we know, like, whether or not maybe a lot of people believe a soul passes on, but what if that's just not true and all souls stay here? I don't know.
Right.
Like,
Well,
it's
who
so
knows?
interesting.
Yeah.
We'd be
it's-
God if we knew,
It's a lot of guesswork. But the thing about the ghost stuff is there's so many people with experiences.